So I made another video months ago about copyrights, but I keep getting emails and questions from students that are stumbling across my course, and they want to know, how does a copyright get created? Where does it come from? A lot of people are getting confused and they think that they're getting a copyright when they send their music to BMI or ASCAP, or even more common, they think they're getting a copyright when they send it to the Library of Congress. Let me just clear this up as briefly as I can, and make sure that you understand this fundamental concept about copyrights, okay? So when it comes to how a copyright is created, this is what you need to remember. You, the creator of the song, a lyrical melody, any sort of a musical piece, are the creator of an actual copyright, okay? So a performance rights organization like ASCAP or BMI, they're not granting copyrights, all right? The Library of Congress, even though you register your songs with the Library of Congress to get a sort of registration certificate from them, they're not actually granting you a copyright. You, as the song creator, are creating the copyright. Now, there are some requirements to create that copyright though, right? You can't just be sitting in your bed thinking of a song that you want to write and you have a melodic idea and it's just rattling around in your head and think that you have created a copyright. What you have to actually do is put your musical idea in a tangible medium of some sort. So it could be a CD that you recorded through your studio. It could be your iPhone that you just sang something into and now you've got your melodic idea there. It can be an actual full-fledged produced track that you've made and mixed down into a WAV file or an MP3 file. Again, it could be digital. It doesn't have to necessarily be a physical object, but it has to be something in the objective universe that you can point to and have somebody else look at it as well and say, oh, okay, I can see that you created this, right? The reason for this is that, let's say, Justin Bieber comes out with a big hit song and Joe Schmo goes and sues Justin Bieber and says, hey man, 3 years ago, I had this whole song and it was called Doobie Doobie Doo-Wop, whatever Justin Bieber's newest song is. And Justin Bieber says, like, all right, so you're saying you wrote my song 3 years ago and you're claiming that I ripped you off, basically. Prove it, basically. Let's see what your proof is. You got to show me the tangible medium, right? Show me a date of yourself singing on this phone, or show me the file that you created back in 3 years ago that had this song performed. You got to show me some sort of a tangible medium that proves that you actually have a copyright, that you've actually created a copyright and you have standing to sue me. You can see now why this tangible medium law was created in the US, because without it, again, any Joe Schmo who wants to be sue happy can just say, yeah, I wrote the latest Jay-Z hit song. I wrote that like 10 years ago and he just ripped me off. And if you have nothing to back that up and prove that you had a tangible medium with the idea, then you really have no standing in any court. So when people are asking, like, okay, so when I send my music to the Library of Congress, surely that's like me getting a copyright though. That's the real copyright. And still, that's not accurate. When you're sending music to the Library of Congress and paying that fee to get your music basically filed with the government, basically what you're doing is you're getting a really fancy receipt. That's really all you're doing. They're putting a stamp on it. They're saying, we've received it. These are the tracks that we have, or these are the songs we have, or here's the lyrics or the melodic ideas or the notation, the music like kind of written out on a piece of paper. That tangible medium, by the way, can also be a piece of paper that you've written out the melodic notes and the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. So anything that you can point to, not just in your head. And basically they give you a fancy receipt and they go, here you go, thanks for paying the fee. Now we have a sort of a legal document that says you did register this song at this date with this information, okay? So why is that important? Well, down the road, if somebody is going to be like claiming that you ripped them off, or you find that somebody else has ripped you off and you want to actually take them to court, well, having that fancy piece of paper, that fancy little receipt from the Library of Congress is pretty important in a legal case, like in the courtroom. It's basically the same reason why when you send a really important letter, you send it certified and you don't just send it in the mail with a stamp. Because when you send it certified, you just have much more of a paper trail, right? And it's now registered with the US Post Office, so it's a government document. So it just holds more weight, it looks more official, and it provides for a much stronger case down the road. So that hopefully explains why registering with, or what the deal is with registering with the Library of Congress and why people do it, and what the reasoning for that is. And of course, when you send your music to BMI or ASCAP, no, that's just simply another form of registration. And they'll give you another fancy receipt, but they're not going to send it to you or email it to you. Basically, what you'll see is when you log into your account, you'll see, oh, okay, this library, let's say, registered 12 of my songs. I'm going to log in and I see, oh, 12 songs have been registered to my name. So your receipt is basically your songs being issued a unique work ID. It's like basically its own like social security number. And now your songs can be tracked and you can get paid royalties. So you absolutely have to do that to get into the TV film world. You have to be registered with either BMI or ASCAP. But again, neither one of those is issuing you any copyright. You, the songwriter, the producer, are creating the song, right? When you put your musical idea in any tangible medium. So I know it's a little convoluted, but I hope that helps clear this up for you if you were not sure about how all this works. But it's very important that you understand this stuff because it's literally the foundation of this entire industry. It's how I've been able to have a full-time income doing this, is actually creating music with a copyright and then licensing those tracks to people who want to put it on TV, movies, commercials, all that kind of stuff. So it's basically the foundation of what I do for a living. And if you want to do this for a living, you got to understand this stuff. So if this was too convoluted for you, go back, watch this video again. I think it'll make sense to you. But if you have any further questions, just leave a comment below this video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.